your sisters, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like our father kind of introduced us into yoga when we were very little, and then we like stopped when we were like teenagers and stuff, and then we kind of, I think again through our father, found a yoga teacher. So like we together did yoga throughout the pandemic through Zoom and stuff. And then, yeah, I think it's also something we always kind of did together. But at the same time, it's of course your personal practice. So I think we have maybe the same approach to it. And we like to talk about it. So, yeah, and we also like have the same fitness level and the same goals, I think. So
Yeah.
it's very convenient. Yeah.
So I've always been very interested in yoga, and I just really wanted to dive in more, like in a setting like this, and really also deepen my practice to of course learn the postures the right way, and just really go more deep into it, and not just like you're always having your like daily life, and then you go to the yoga studio and then back home. So I really wanted to experience it like to a more full version, kind of. So yes, like it for me was mainly like deepen my practice and learn how to do postures the right way. But I also like in the back of my head also thought like, okay, maybe I'm interested in it, and maybe like one day I can teach as well. So yes.
I also wanted like to relearn kind of all the things I knew, and like build a strong foundation to like set my own practice upon. But at the same time, I also like in the future have the goal of maybe be a yoga teacher. So that's perfect now, because now I have a self-practice that I can work on, and then in the future I can also teach now with the certificate. So yeah. I basically like Googled like 200-hour yoga course, and it was like the first three like search results that came up. And then I also looked on Instagram, and it was very like accessible, a lot of information. You could find everything that you needed to know on the website, so that was really good. Yeah.
It's just like very I think we got like the easiest way of information through Alpha Yoga. So when we went on the page and also on the Instagram account, we really could find every information we needed, and so it was like an easy decision to make to choose this training. So I think the Instagram account also definitely helped to like put together more of a picture of the training, and also testimonials, of course, like of other students, how they see it and how they experienced it. Yes.
I can't even remember what I expected before. I think I was very nervous because like I always am before like a new experience and stuff. So I was kind of nervous, and definitely like the first few days were a bit hard, because you have to like get to know everything and get into a new routine. But then once everything settled, I definitely realized that it kind of was, I think, more than I expected. Like also intensity wise, I knew it was going to be intense, but yeah, it was like more intense than I thought, but like on a good way, because I didn't think that I would have learned this much. So I was very surprised by a lot of things that we learned, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And your expectations?
Yeah, I totally agree. Like I can't even remember what I expected before I came here, and now I'm sitting here and it's all like already behind me. But I would say like it's like the same as she said, but I would also say that I always like left out the Ashtanga thing a little bit. So I was just focused on like, okay, yoga teacher training and yoga, but I always left out the Ashtanga bit of it. So I like didn't realize in the beginning that it was like we're like working on the Ashtanga series and also like practicing it like every other day. Yeah, through that I learned more. So it was like it's more than I expected.
It was definitely very intense, like all together, I have to say it. But now, like in retrospective, I can say that it was like a good balance between like philosophy, anatomy, and then alignment, and the yoga class in the morning. So I can't think like how you could make it better in balanced terms, because you have so much to cover, kind of. Yes.
I also really liked the structure, and it was really balanced out. So every class had its focus, and at the end, like now, I feel all the classes like put together like one image. So I think it was really well structured, that we had like this balance between teaching methodology, philosophy, alignment, and also our own like practical classes. So it was a good kind of mix in the end.
I think I was just like surprised that I like physically and mentally can do the Ashtanga practice, because like when I first looked at the primary series, I didn't know like what to do with it, but now like we have so much knowledge about it, so yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's the same. We actually like went through the series at home, like did every posture at home and tried to like get to know the postures and everything. And we like never thought that we could do it like in the end, like one series all by our own, and just really feel the series. So
But also like simple things, like for example the Virabhadrasana too. I realized that I was doing it wrong the whole time. So now I feel like a lot more confident in like also the small postures or the easier postures. I think for me it was the Mysore Ashtanga classes in the morning, because I really liked that. Also like the group dynamic in the morning, because like after the meditation practice, like everyone was, I think, a little bit more relaxed, but at the same time the tension like went up a bit, and then like sort of like bulls waiting to run out, and then we were able to do the Mysore. And once you're in this rhythm, I think it's like beautiful to focus on your own breath, but at the same time have other people do the same thing. Yeah, I thought that it was really calming.
Mysore class experience it like doing it on my own and just like listen to everybody else doing it, but still like being focused on yourself, but still like being in a room and feeling everybody's energy. So this is like a beautiful experience. And I actually really enjoyed the philosophy classes, because I really like to get to know more knowledge about like the whole system yoga is in, and like what it is all about. So I'm really also like that we are not only focusing on the physical part, but also like on the philosophical part and on the whole system and what there's all about it. Yes. Wonderful.
Perfect. The location is very beautiful.
Yeah.
And like just such a luxury to practice yoga like with this view, and like the food was perfect.
Excellent.
Excellent. Like, that is something I didn't expect. Like I didn't thought about it, and then like my expectations were exceeded very much in that regard.
Go for it. It's very intense, and it's also intense for your body and your mind, so also emotionally. But it's worth it, because you're gonna learn a lot. And if you're here to learn, it's
it's also like not one-sided schedule, so you get like the most important part, I think, out of every every class. So like the most important alignments for the most important asanas, like the basics of philosophy, basically. So I think you get a good like base, like they promised. Yesterday you can like build up on that afterwards. And also maybe like for people who don't know what Ashtanga is, or maybe think, okay, I don't know what Ashtanga is, I never did it before, so I can't do the course. Like that shouldn't be something that holds you back, because like it may surprise you that Ashtanga is very cool, and you don't have to be like super fit to do it. You can use modifications, and it's, I think, very good if you don't have a self-practice. Like after this course, you have a self-practice basically, so this is something that I'm really grateful for.